Warning, this content is not for kids. If you're a kid, off.
Frankie and I, shit, it's a podcast where we talk shit all fucking day.
Welcome everyone joining us. This is, I guess this will, if you're listening this, it should be the first episode of Frankie and I that you have ever heard. Yeah, you're joined with me, Frank, from the U.S., and then introduce yourself.
And me, Frank, from Scotland.
That's right, it's the Frank team.
Hello, listeners. Man, it's fucking awesome. It's good to be back, even though it's still the first. Yeah, this is technically the first episode. It's good to be back.
I mean, we have another episode that you might hear at some point, but there was difficulties. I'm not gonna name names. Not gonna blame anyone. You know, Frankie. But, you know.
Bastard. Man, I miss you. It feels like I've not spoke to you for fucking ages, man.
Yeah. Oh, I just talked to you last Friday.
Yeah, man. That was about a week ago, was it not?
It's Tuesday, man.
Aw.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm touched. You know.
Oh well. Well, let's pretend it's been a week.
It's been very long, Frankie. Well, I wasn't messaging over the weekend, so that's a big part of it. Is we typically do message each other back and forth.
Yeah, I was
like
quite busy over
like
the
little
weekend
schoolgirls
myself.
or something. So, anyways, so Frankie, have we thought of a main idea for this pod, or is it really just gonna be us fucking doing just doing us?
Just talking shit, man. Yeah,
All right,
I like. Let's just banter. There's a man. I want. We could bring in a couple of wee games later on in that. But I've got. You know what? Right. See the 1 through 3 that TSD does.
Yeah.
I did
that on To Swim as well.
Yeah. There's a TV show called Would I Lie to You? It's one of my favourite TV shows. Although I don't watch TV, I just watch it all on YouTube and shit. And it's kind of that formula, but they don't like come out with 3 different stories. It's the guy just tells the story, and the rest of the team need to figure out if he's telling a true story or if he's full of shit. So it's kind of the same, but it's just one go at a time, man. So I think we can do something like that because it's not completely ripping off fucking
Frankie,
1 through 3.
Do you not remember you gave me a title for a 1 through 3 that we could use, and I wrote it down. I obviously you told me, you're like, that 1 through 3 game, we got to do it but with our own title, and you told me for fact's sake.
That's right. That's a fucking great name. That's what we'll do. We'll do for facts.
Exactly. I mean, it sounds way better coming out of your with your accent.
Because I'm actually saying you instead of a.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's not. It's just the way I pronounce it with my shitty Scottish accent. Yeah, we're a bit fucked up in this country, man. We've got
your accent's fucking great.
Dundonians have got a lazy accent, man. Well, not the accent. We've got a lazy language. We speak in vowels. We kind of cut out lots of letters.
Motherfucker, you're lazy. I just typed "ite" to you instead of "all right." I literally just typed IGHT.
Yeah, but I got that, man. That's like LAG. I.
Like, I can't be bothered with the whole thing. You know, he'll get it with just this.
Totally. Yeah. You could have just put a K like what everybody else does.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. That's somewhat annoying when you're
well,
like,
are you that lazy
voice. You can't press the O when it's right next to the fucking K.
I like to give voice to my messages, you know, so I threw in a little, slang, "Aight, man, yeah, aight, be right there." So you really hear me behind it as opposed to K, okay.
Man, do you know what, right? And fucking
fuck off, cat.
The latest season, the brand new remake season of Lost in Space. How far have you got with that?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I'm episode 3.
I've just finished watching episode 2 this morning because I watched half of it last
okay.
night, but then I watched the whole in it. Man, I love it. I actually really fucking enjoy it, and I'm only on 2 episodes. I know.
All right, so I gotta ask you a question, because the movie that came out in the 90s or whatever.
Oh yeah, I can't remember much of that. The dude with Matt LeBlanc. Was it Matt LeBlanc?
Yes, with Joey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have an opinion on it then?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
remember it being shit.
So you do have an opinion on it.
Yeah, but I can't remember. Like, I can't remember any details, so I couldn't tell you what exactly I thought was shit about it. I just remember thinking that, yeah, that was a bit shit.
I'll tell you this: that is one of my favorite fucking movies ever, and it's because I love sci-fi, and I saw it as a kid in the theaters. And you're watching this movie. There's space. There's fucking ships. You know, it's cool. And then fucking Joey comes in, and you're like, oh, I love Joey, and he's just a fucking badass. And you're like, I don't really believe that he's a badass, but yeah, do it, Joey, go, Joey, come on, yeah, shoot those spiders, fuck the space spiders, yeah, fucking get your little metal helmet going, yeah, fuck, kick their ass. It's just, I fucking love it. Now, I admit, 100%, it's a shit film. The graphics are very dated, you know, the acting, like I said, you don't really believe that Joey is a badass, but you kind of do at this. I mean, yeah,
I think that's kind of the appeal, like the first appeal with me for the new one, because even the original TV show, there was the special effects were pretty much hand puppets and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was fucking diabolical, but yeah, straight away this new show is fucking. It's a spectacular. It's so good to look at.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the things I've noticed about it that I really enjoy is, so I've seen clips of the original, and I know about the original, but I've never actually watched the original show. Like I said, I went after that movie. Mm-hmm. But from what I gather, a lot of the previous work, the original and the movie, it was more about like this is a family space sci-fi shit. This really, it seems like
it's kind of like a Swiss Family
survival.
Robinson in
space.
This
one's more of like survival. Like the movie definitely was just all about fucking spaceships and fucking, oh, look at this cool gun that fucking Joey has, and look at this giant robot that's awesome. And this one has a little bit of that shit, but it's more about, oh fuck, this girl's frozen in ice. How the fuck are we gonna get her out of the ice? You know?
Yeah.
Oh shit, the boy's stuck in a fucking forest fire. How the fuck is he gonna get out of that?
That's they had like the form that was their kind of formula in the original, the black and white TV series.
Okay.
Because they were genuinely just stuck on a fucking planet that they never fucking, an undiscovered planet. They've got no way of communicating back with any. In fact, they had no way of communicating back with anybody anyway, because they were well out of the signal zone. They were like the USS Enterprise. They were on their wee mission.
Yeah.
Right? They crashed and shit, and then so that the whole thing was them trying just to survive on this planet. But they kind of made it like a sitcom kind of thing. Like the original was more sitcom-y.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so they're kind of. So this is kind of like the origin story. This is, well, you know what? I there must have been an origin episode on the original. They must have shown you them at least crashing or some shit.
Oh, probably.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
actually maybe not back then. Who knows? They could have just like, all right, here's the setting. This family's lost in space.
Yeah, totally,
go,
man.
You know, because I mean, who knows? Like, do you think
Smith,
for the Batman 66, do you think they ever had an origin episode for him? Probably not. They were just like, hey, here's Batman. Go, you know?
Yeah, because the Batman 66, they only touched on his origin once, and they never even, it was like Bruce Wayne told the story of his parents being killed. Like, man, it was only mentioned once in the whole run of the Batman 66 thing. So they never even did an origin story. I think they just assumed that everybody knew the Batman character, so we don't need to do an origin story. Let's get into all the funky colours straight into the comic book world and make him fight these zany villains.
That's what I appreciated about the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, is it started. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay,
man,
it started.
One of my friends was he was majorly disappointed with me because I said that I genuinely thought it's the greatest story Spider-Man movie that's been released in my lifetime, and he's like, fuck, were you steaming when you watched this? That movie's a piece. He's a huge Spider-Man fan, eh? and he
Yeah.
does not like Homecoming at all.
Oh,
I'm like, come on, man!
that's a
They
shame.
made him a kid again. They made him fucking deal with kid things, man. While still being a fucking mad superpowered thing.
But
man.
we didn't have to see him get bit. We didn't have to see him fucking. We didn't have to see Uncle Ben die. We didn't have to fucking see any of it. It was just boom. He's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah,
fucking,
man.
I loved it. Anyways, back to Lost in Space.
Yeah, Lost in Space.
So you've just finished episode 2.
Yeah.
So I like what they've done with Dr. Smith,
Smith,
the character.
Yeah.
It's not even fucking Dr. Smith. It's not even the actual fucking doctor. It's an imposter. That's cool because the character's always been a bad lie. Like he's always been a liar. He's always been that fucking dark dude.
Yeah, everything. I was thinking that as well, right? It was like, is the real Dr. Smith, is he going to appear eventually and fuck her story up? But, dude, it's like she has studied this Dr. Smith from the black and white TV show. I think she genuinely is going to be the Dr. Smith character. See, because the whole thing was, he was shit scared of that robot. He was shit scared of Will Robinson's fucking mate, man, So they're kind of like, here's the reason why you're shit scared of her. Like the whole thing, like, because I never always all the way through watching that as a kid, I was like, why is he so scared of this robot when this robot's clearly the friendly robot and everybody else seems to like him, but the doctor. And the doctor, man, you knew in the original series the doctor was a fucking paedophile. It was like they just nobody ever used that word to describe him, but you knew they were all. Everybody was like, "Don't leave Will alone with this cunt, man." Yeah. So but all the shadiness that he got up to, like leaving cunts for dead and stuff. That like what she did. Yeah, that's totally.
She
him,
did that with,
man,
but that's West, and West is another fucking character. So he's not dead. He's totally gonna survive that shit and come back. That's the Joey character. That's the fucking the military dude that. And the other one, he's supposed to guard and protect the family. In this one, it seems like he's just some random guy that was on the ship that now is going to get tied in with them. But
because he was on a different. They were on different ships. So he was only really giving a fuck about his own crew, and now his own crew's dead. So he's like, fuck, man, I've been lumbered with this bent. And now I've found another half-dead wifey. What the fuck, man? Yeah. I've got to drag these cunts about, man.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Like, I don't know. Like, I was reading the synopsis for some of the later episodes, and it was saying shit like they run into another family.
You're giving yourself spoilers deliberately, man.
Oh, dude, I love spoilers.
Man, you know what? I stopped
There's very few things. Stopped reading what?
I stopped reading the synopsis on the back of DVDs and stuff. Man, I just wanted the movie to unfold because I like figuring out how a movie's going to fucking like. I can spot things happening a mile away. I like to pride myself on that. Yeah. So yeah, like that, like the robot saving the day when she was stuck in ice.
Exactly.
Man, I knew for a fact that he's gonna. What I didn't buy, and I was like, oh, I wish Jamie was here so he could see this. When Will Robinson pulls out a wire saw and starts sawing through this. Now remember, this tree is so strong it's holding up the weight of this robot. But this tiny wee boy can pull out a bit of wire and start cutting through this tree like it's butter. Like, nah, mate, you would cut your fingers off with the pressure before you cut that tree, right?
It had handles. The wire cutter had handles on either side.
Yeah, but you'd still, man, the pressure on your fingers to cut that, man.
If you look, he only cuts about like an inch down.
Yeah.
Before the weight of the robot cracks it and pulls it away.
Yeah, I'm not buying.
I think you're just looking. You're like, look, hey, if you want to look for some shitty shit
see, because
in
of
a
what
TV
it was,
show,
everything was amazing. Everything was working. It was beautiful. There was attention to detail on everything, except the physical strength of this wee boy. He's not got the physical strength to do what he did there, man.
Frank,
maybe no so quick. Man, he did it instantly. Like
Frankie,
he chopped that log like it was cheese.
Can we point out that in order to cut that, he's doing it to save a robot, an alien robot that doesn't exist?
Yeah, I know none of it.
Give him a little bit of slack. Like, come on. Like, Just a little bit, you know? Like, you don't know that tree, man. You know, it could be a
man.
special tree.
I've just thought, right? I might be wrong here. I'm going to Google it, but I'm pretty sure that the actor playing Will Robinson, like the changed actor, like in the original black and white series, because he was meant to be that age, but then clearly as the seasons go on, this boy's growing up. So you can't have like a man Will Robinson.
Oh, so they changed the actor. That's fucked.
So I think I might be misremembering that, but I think that's what happened in the original black and white. So they might have to do that in this, depending on how long the seasons run for. Because Will Robinson can't be a man. That's not how it works, man.
Yeah, he has to be the boy, otherwise the character doesn't work. I mean, although in the movie, the one that I love, you see him as a man. Because they go through a temporal bubble, and it takes Will into the future, and he sees himself as an adult and talks to himself.
Wonder what would you tell yourself, man, if you had the opportunity to, like, you knew because it happened to you when you were young. So when you get to like 40 and you're like, oh, this is about the time when young me comes to visit. What you going to say? Because you've already told.
And here's what I'd say. I'd be like, there's nothing that I can tell you that will help you, because if I do, it will change your life, and this probably won't happen, and that would create a paradox, and I don't want to deal with that. So, buddy, this is what you're gonna look like. Sorry.
I'd be like, nah, man. Look at the state of me. I'm fucking. What happened? I need to know, so I don't fucking meet that person that did that to me.
Like, where did your hair go, man? You had such. My hair's so thick right now. Where's your hair? I'm like, dude. You're going to lose it at about 16, 17. It's never really going to grow back thick. You know, you won't ever go bald, but it's going to look like shit for your entire life. Sorry.
Man, I know
a
couple of people who went bald, like proper bald early. And I know one guy who went grey at 15. Like, he was he was a warrior. Like, he overthought everything. He was a proper warrior. That'll be why he was grey at fit. Man, proper full grey hair, like the whole head of hair was grey. No, just like we Wolverine fucking dashes on the side, man. Yeah. 15-year-old. We all thought he died. It was like it happened over summer holidays. Like you come back to the next fucking school session with grey hair, and you're like, why did you dye your hair grey, man? That looks stupid.
Fuck off, cat. I'm fucking recording a podcast.
Oh man, I've already had to get rid of Bruce Wayne because he wasn't getting all the attention he wanted. He was sitting there crying, like staring at me, going,
Oh shit! Okay.
Thank
you for mentioning Bruce Wayne, because you're about the only person I know that I can fucking talk comics. I was reading some Batman recently.
Man, I just finished reading Cacophony. I've now got to start Lightning Gyre. I've had them for a long time now. Yeah, and that was me only just.
I've read Widening Gyre. I've not read Cacophony. Cacophony is the first one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I've read Widening Gyre, and it sucks because the ending is such a cliffhanger, and he has never there's no talks of the next one coming out.
Is that the only reason it sucks, though?
In my opinion, that's the only reason it sucks. Cool. Because there's no talk of when we're going to get the fucking completion, because the original plan was for them to do 3 stories that all were connected in a way or another, basically, so.
Oh, did he not tie the stories together subliminally, Easter eggy in Batman 66?
They are, yeah, no. Cacophony and Widening Gyre, once you've read the whole thing of both, you'll see the connections.
Right, cool.
And, it's like I said, it's like it pisses me off because, well, what the fuck, I want to see the next one. Anyways, the latest run of Batman by Tom King.
Dude, pause for a second, right? See how Kevin Smith got the opportunity to write Batman comics, so he created his own supervillain.
Character,
because of course
onomatopoeia.
Would you do that? Would you introduce Fire Ant Man or some shit if you got the chance to write a Batman comic?
Fuck yes. Dude, with how many fucking characters I've created talking to Bobby about couch comics on To Swim, I would love to create a character. I like creating characters. Yeah, I'm really bad at a full storyline. I can do an idea for a story, and then I can give you a character. And that's about most I can do on my own for a story, but I love fucking doing it.
Shit hot, man.
So,
That's all you need. That's the backbone for chucking all the meat on. That's all you need. Right, so yeah, what's Batman's story have you just read?
Okay, so Tom King, this motherfucker. I mean, he's been writing the Batman's, I believe, since they did the Rebirth, which was them pulling their head out of their ass and getting away from the New 52.
Yeah.
They did like Convergence or something in Rebirth or whatever, and so they once again renumbered all of their fucking issues. And Tom King came on
back
as
to
Batman.
one again, like back to issue 1.
Yeah. So like currently I'm on issue 40 something of Batman.
Man, think how many times they've had to do that. Or
Well,
we'd
here's
be reading
one
issue
thing though.
Fucking 6 million right now.
Here's something that I really like. Action Comics and Detective Comics have gone back to the correct numbering system, and they've added in every single, like, basically when whatever it was at when the New 52 came on, they added all of the Detective Comics from the New 52, then they added all the Rebirth Detective Comics, and they found the actual number, and then they fucking stuck that number on the issue. That's why in a couple months, Action Comics 1000 is coming out.
Ah, man.
It's an 80 page special for 80 years of Superman. The amount of variant covers they have for it is insane. They have one variant cover for every decade, and each one is drawn in the style of that decade's Superman. It's fucking fantastic. I cannot wait.
Yeah,
That's the I don't get Action Comics. I get Justice League, Flash, and Batman. That's all I like regularly get. But I told them to get me, the comic book store, to get me an Action Comics 1000, because that is going to be
that's a landmark.
An awesome issue. Exactly. And so, Action Comics and Detective Comics are back on the original numbers.
Comics since the fucking dawn of Superman. Since fucking number 1, man.
Well, you know what happened? So the guy at the store was telling me, for a while there, Action Comics was printing like weekly or something like that. So they fucking
they had loads
bumped
of
up their numbers. They bumped their numbers up really quickly, because Detective's only in like early 900s or late 800s. Batman itself has passed 800 issues, because Batman and Detective Comics are two separate comics.
Yeah, I've got quite a few different variations of Batman, and I've got what chain is it now? I cannot remember. I can remember the cover, because the cover's like this mustard yellow with a black bat silhouette, and it's the very first solo Batman comic book for 40 years or something. It's got written on the cover.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember what the fucking thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's
anyways,
not a Detective Comics either. That's like a Batman.
Yeah.
They're still under the DC umbrella, but yeah.
The latest Batman with Tom King. So first off, he did something that a lot of people are not like super excited about, because he officially said that Batman officially is engaged to Catwoman, and they are getting married, and that's canon. It's gonna stick for a long time, because they've been building these two characters together for a couple years now. They've slowly changed the Catwoman character from an adversary to basically companion, and now to partner. And so a lot of people had an issue with that, but in my opinion, he's handling it very correctly. Like, neither character has changed at all. They're still very much the same, and that's why I like them as a couple, because they know 100% who each other are, and they're like willing to be with each other 100%. Like Catwoman still fucking goes out and burgles, and like Batman still might have to fucking get pissed and like chase her through the night, but like it's different now.
Nobody can complain about that. If you complain about that, then you're just a dick, because Batman and Catwoman have been shagging each other since fucking the dawn of Catwoman, man.
And they fucking, in my opinion, they deserve to fucking find a little piece of happiness.
Yeah,
fucking.
Man, there's a couple of stories where. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that was Talia al Ghul. She's the mother of fucking Damian.
Of Damian, yeah.
But I'm
I
sure
fucking love Damian. fuck anyone who rags on Damian. Damian is the best Robin there ever was, ever will be.
You know what?
Sorry, it's just hands down.
I love the fact that Grant Morrison, like he gave Batman what Batman's been wishing for all his fucking life, man.
Yeah.
Not just a Robin, but there's a family member. Here's fucking flesh and blood, and he's yours, and he's fucking nobody can take him away from you now because you're the fucking Bat. And then
Batman goes to hell for Damian, basically.
Yeah, but my point of this was, right, Morrison's like, I've given this guy what he wants, and just before I pass on the fucking cobble to another writer, I'm killing this motherfucking Robin off, man. I'm taking him away again. Take this fucking... Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said fucking Batman goes to fucking hell for Damian, basically. Like, I mean, hey, Jason Todd fucking died, and he was like, oh, damn.
I'll just replace him.
I'm so close, but he's gone. Well, hey, Tim Drake, come on. Why don't you come over here? No, his son dies, and he's like, fuck all. Give me my fucking suit. Give me my super suit, my Hellbat, or whatever the fuck it was. He's like, I'm fucking doing something. I'm getting this little boy back. And of course, he does.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because no one can stay dead for long, like...
See, but he was never going to stay dead for long anyway, because Talia is Raz. How do you pronounce it? Rage Al Ghul.
Rage. Yeah,
well,
Ra's al Ghul.
She's that's her dad, right? So she's clearly got fucking unlimited access to the Lazarus fucking wells, so she can bring anybody back from the dead. In fact, does that know what happened to Damian? Did he know how did he went? Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't actually read this story.
I'm sure.
To be honest.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up though? You know who killed Damian, right? It was a fucking Damian clone.
Wait a minute, man. That's probably why I'm thinking there was a bad Damian.
Yeah, well, because he was aged, so he's like full size, he's adult sized, but he wears like this fucking like turban, like with bat ears and shit. Like he looks kind of like a fucking Arabic Batman or something.
Cool. And
you find out that is a fucking clone of Damian, that it was imperfect, but is still a good warrior, and he fucking drives a sword straight through Damian's fucking body.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, back to Tom King.
Yeah, Tom King.
So he did this fucking awesome story. So it starts out with Bruce saying, all right, if we're going to do this, Selina, there's something that you need to know about me. And he's like, and it happened in year 2 of my career as Batman. And instantly I was like, ooh, okay, I like that, because everyone always talks about year 1.
Yeah.
Right? There's always these year 1 stories. But you never hear like a year 2. Yeah, but you never hear like a year 2 story or year 3 story. It's like it's either the beginning or it's the present.
Yeah.
There's no middle shit. So I was like, okay. And basically what happens, what the story is that Riddler and Joker, I might have told you about this before because I enjoy this so much. They go to war against each other to see who will get the privilege of killing Batman. And they basically
that. Who's that?
They
is that
collect
Tom King that wrote that? Yeah.
Yes.
I like
yes.
that, man. That's good.
They collect all the villains onto each of their sides.
Is that like the Legion of Doom?
Kind of. So but literally, they stage war in Gotham, all out war in Gotham.
That's kind of like what's the way to happen in the next season of Gotham itself.
Oh fuck yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so there's even a point where one side had Deadshot, and the other side had Deathstroke.
Shit.
And
man.
Batman describes the battle between those two lasted like 5 fucking days before he caught up to them. He says on the first day, like, fucking 13 people were killed in crossfire in the street. On the second day, like 50 people died in a building that was collapsed by one of them. Like, basically, these two fuckers fought a battle against each other for fucking 5 days in the city before Batman caught up to them, and he beat the living shit out of both of them.
Yeah,
when he
because they tired each other out first.
Yes,
Batman's like, it took me 5 days to find them. He's like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to wait 5 days, let them waste all their energy. Because he's clearly, man, you're trying to say Batman couldn't find these two in 5 days. Fuck, stop lying, Batman.
Well,
it's not that he couldn't.
It's not that he. It's not that he couldn't find them. He couldn't catch them because they were so busy fighting each other. They didn't stop moving.
What was it like?
And so he's
was it like
he's like
Peter Griffin and the chicken, man.
Yes, exactly. Basically, they just didn't stop. They're like
fighting.
It literally shows a scene where they shoot at each other. They shoot at each other from across rooftops, and their bullets fucking collide mid-air over the street.
Sweet.
Between these two buildings, and that was the start of their battle. And so, like, basically, it gets to a point where it's fucked up. Bruce Wayne invites both sides to his house to have dinner and a discussion. And he says, I don't care about Batman. I don't care about your war. I don't care about any of that shit. The only thing I care about is Gotham. So, you two make your case to me. Tomorrow I will choose, and I will donate $1 billion, or I think it was $1 billion, yeah, or maybe just like 100 million, a bunch of money.
A lot of money.
Money doesn't matter to him.
Yeah,
he's like, I will donate this money to your side. Basically saying, whoever convinces me, I will back.
He'll fund the war,
and you will win. And Riddler convinces him, and so he gives Riddler the money, and then as Batman, he starts fucking basically helping Riddler take down Joker's team.
Man, of course, the Joker is never convincing Batman, and the Riddler is... Man, he would have had 8 riddles to just baffle Batman into convincing him that he was the fucking... This
Joker, I'll tell you this, though. This Joker is... This Riddler is a different Riddler than I've ever seen. He's a proper, like... Irish like thug, basically. Like he's
nice.
He's not skinny in his suit. No, he's fucking suave. He's fucking badass. He's fucking taking shit out himself. He's fucking... I've never seen a Riddler like this. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Man.
And so
this is still Tom King. Yeah, I'm going to need to fucking
this
is
story, all man. Tom King. Fuck, I'll tell you this. Tom King took...
Is it Night of the Monsters?
No, it's called the War of Jokes and Riddles.
Ah, right, cool. I was just looking on the Google thing there for his books.
He took a fucking nonsense character like Kite Man.
Yeah.
Kite Man.
I'm sure you mentioned this guy before.
And made him
Kite Man, yeah.
Such a real character that still, like, it's touching what he did with this character. It's insane how he took this stupid character and made it so moving because of his, like, I mean, Batman uses him, basically. Kite Man was on Joker's side, and Batman basically takes out every single one of Joker's henchmen until Kite Man's left, and he does it, and he says, I left you because I knew that you would fold, and you would help me get what I need. I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you, but there's no other way, you know? And the only reason Kite Man is Kite Man is because his fucking son was murdered by the Riddler, basically, while they were flying a kite.
That's right.
You don't find out till the end, but basically the Riddler, the Riddler or Joker, I don't remember, I read it a while ago. They fucking put poison onto the kite string, and the boy got sick and sick and sick and died. And it drove him to fucking join the side and take on the stupid persona Kite Man. And his catchphrase is, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I fucking... Anytime Tom King or fucking anyone like fucking says something about Batman on Twitter, I always just reply, hell yeah, because fucking Kite Man.
Just because Kite Man.
And so, yeah, basically that's what Bruce is like. The whole thing starts with him telling her a story about year 2. It's him telling her how he fucking compromised, how he had to fucking go against what he necessarily believes and help a fucking criminal to stop the bigger picture, you know?
Yeah, man.
And it's like she's like
two evils.
Exactly. And oh fuck, I mean,
Man, only
You think
Batman
that's
can
bad?
make that decision as well. Like only Batman can. He's the only cunt that's got the smarts to figure out all the scenarios of how that's going to play out.
Oh fuck, you think that's crazy? So the latest story that I just read by Tom King is a Poison Ivy story, and she has taken control of every person in the world. She's mind controlling all of them, including Superman, like everyone. Like, the only two people who are not controlled is Bruce and Selina, because the moment Bruce hears her voice in his head, he fucking runs to his lab, knocking Alfred out, fucking injects himself with this shit. Selina comes down, fucking knocks her out, injects her out, and they both pass out, and they wake up, and they're not controlled, because Bruce was the only one that saw it. Like, they would have a fucking plan.
I hope he injected Alfred with that shit as well, did he?
No.
Fuck's sake. Well,
he literally just like kind of knocked Alfred out, dude. He's like fucking just kind of decked Alfred. I'm like, dude, he's an old man. Like,
yeah, but he's still spry. Alfred's handy.
Oh fuck yeah.
I like.
Oh yeah.
I like. There's only been a couple of times where Alfred's had a cool backstory. You just assume it's rich. It's rich as fuck. Wealthy parents that have got. Man, right. Put it this way, right. Alfred is a badass, right? He's like fucking a highly trained special forces killer. He was a bodyguard for the Queen, a personal bodyguard for the Queen. That's how badass he is, and that's why Thomas and Martha Wayne were like, we need a butler and we need somebody to look after our son. Let's just get the fucking best of the best, man.
Yes. That's my favorite version of Alfred.
Yeah, man. But I think that's what everybody seems to forget, man. Like, if you it's just common sense, really. If you think about it, any variation of Alfred must have been a badass. They just have never shown it.
Just watch him in Gotham. They got it fucking perfect.
Man, Gotham's amazing. Master Bruce. I fucking love Sean Pertwee.
I love it.
Have you ever heard of a TV show called Worzel Gummidge?
No.
It was about a scarecrow that come to life, and he had all these different heads. He would put on his smart head, and then he would put on his comedy head, and like for whatever the scenario.
That's badass.
Well, that guy was Sean Pertwee's dad, man. Yeah.
Okay.
That's an old, like, proper from the 60s, kind of 60s, 70s, like proper fucking, like that was like Saturday prime time TV kind of thing, man. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, before I forget the fucking Poison Ivy story. So, she's got everyone in the world under her control except for Bruce and Selina.
Does she know does she know that they're not under? Yeah.
Yes, to the point where, like, they go out driving in the Batmobile to go do something, and Superman is literally in the air, hovering behind the car as it drives. Like, she's literally just watching him. So, they go do something, I can't remember, but it pisses her off. And so she captures both of them, and she has them hanging upside down from, like, over the edge of a skyscraper, and she has all these supers floating around them, and she's talking to Bruce through Superman. And Bruce is saying something to her, and he fucking pisses her off, and she punches him. But
it's Superman.
She's using Superman.
Yeah.
She fucking crushed his skull in.
Oh, what?
Like, she killed him right then and there. She literally killed him. The next panel is his face, like, bandaged up with, like, one eye is completely bandaged up. And you hear, yeah, well, you know, like, top surgeons in the world, a little bit of magic here, a little bit of technology there. You know, hey, I control everyone, so it's all right. You're okay. I brought you back. You know, you're fine. Like, legit. Fucking caved his head in and then immediately was like, oh, fuck, we need to save him. Sorry, you know, like.
Oh, I took it too far. Oh, no.
So, Bruce is sitting, he's laying there in bed.
If only we all had that ability, yeah. I'd be punching faces in left, right, and centre, man.
Oh, you fuck. Oh, shit, mate. I'm so sorry. It's cool. We'll throw some magic at it.
You just fucking annihilate that cunt for annoying you, and then you'll bring him back to life again, and then you'll be, you see what I did there? Now you'll not annoy me again, will you?
Oh, yeah, no shit. You'll be like, yeah, don't fucking do that again, bitch.
Because the next time I won't bring you back.
Well, the reason I bring the story up is because you said Batman's the only one that can think of every single plan. So, he's sitting there and he wakes up and he's like, I was expecting to see you because there's only one person that I know that has 4 PhDs in neurology. Hi, Harley.
Ah, yes,
and it's fucking Harley Quinn, right?
Yes.
So
pause for a second. Have you seen the wee hint of Harley Quinn they did in Gotham? You only got to see it. You only got to see her from behind, and you heard her voice, but you go, "Oh yes, when is she going?"
Yeah.
And then that was it. You never got to see her again. I was like, "You teasing bastard!"
Well, hey, we got a Joker now, so
shit, yeah. And she's got to be his psychiatrist first. That's how they meet. And then he makes her fall in love.
They can make their own fucking story.
They've already gave Joker an origin, which has only been done once before and then quickly forgot about because nobody likes to give Joker an origin.
Yeah, because
here's
what I think.
Man, this is a good origin.
They should make 50 Joker origins. Literally, they should just do a fucking
just like
a comic line that's like 52 issues and one issue a week, and every single issue is a different Joker origin. That way, it'll be so mixed up in your mind there will be no true fucking Joker origin.
That's kind of what they did with the Heath Ledger, Like he told a different story for the scars.
Exactly, and that's something that Joker has done multiple times. He'll mention like some random fucking family tragedy, and then he'll go on and talk about something else. It's like they've described his character before as one of his mental things is that like he can literally just completely have different like he can just make himself have different memories and believe them to be real.
Mm-hmm. Do you think then, because initially I thought what you were meaning with the 50 different Joker origins is 50 different Joker type, like what I thought you meant was in Gotham how Jerome, we were like, that's not that he can't be the Joker because like you've given him a name, and we found like everybody questioned this fuck, even though everything he was doing was a homage to some other Joker related thing, right? Yeah. But then it turns out he's not the Joker. And now everybody's going to be fucking, yes, Jeremiah's the Joker. He's even got the white skin and his hair was turning colour there.
Yeah.
But then, is he really going to be the Joker? Is he now going to is he going to pass it on like what his
true.
brother? Yeah, man.
That brings up a very
until one of them,
another idea.
But man, they can do this and keep going with this until one of takes the title the Joker, and then that's it. Unless you and as long as you don't call that motherfucker the Joker, you can run with that as long as you like.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna call Jeremiah the Joker. I don't think they're gonna say it.
Even everything about the way he was dressed and
even everything, I don't think they're gonna say it. It's kind of like
man, because
like the Smallville no fucking tights and no flights thing is they won't ever fucking say Batman. I don't think they'll ever say fucking Joker.
Yeah, and they've never said Catwoman either, even though the actress playing actually no, she's already admitted in an interview that season 4 is the dawn of Catwoman. So she is she is going to be called Catwoman in this season. Well, according to her, unless she's just like throwing a wee fucking curveball in there.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So back to the Poison Ivy story. I'm telling you, Tom King, I fucking love this dude. So Bruce wakes up and he's talking to Harley. Well, he's talking to Pamela through Harley, right? He's talking to Ivy through Harvey. And meanwhile, Selena is walking with Ivy, talking to her as well.
Wait a minute.
And
Ivy, I thought Ivy's name was Ivy.
Her name's Pamela.
Pamela
Isley.
I know. I didn't know that, man, and I don't know why I didn't know that, because I know everybody else's fucking other name. But yeah, she's never been called Pamela in Gotham. She's always been called Ivy. So you're like, well, you're clearly going to be Poison Ivy then.
Yeah, you know, actually, where I found out that her last name was Isley was Kevin Smith's Widening Gyre, because Batman goes through the prison and it shows everyone's name, and I was like, yeah, I recognize most of them, and I was like, wait, Isley, who the fuck? It's Pamela Isley.
Cool.
So,
well, every day's a school day, is it? You learn something new every day.
So they're both talking to her on either end, right? And uh, Bruce brings up something that like it starts to kind of distract Ivy. She starts to kind of get worked up, and what he's bringing up is something that happened during the War of Jokes and Riddles, because during the War of Jokes and Riddles, she was on Riddler's side, and so while that's going on, fucking Selena fucking sees she's getting distracted and fucking takes her chance and knocks her the fuck out.
Sweet.
And she's like, all right, so Bruce has 14 seconds to wait, and it knocks everyone out on the planet, right?
Yeah. She's like, she's temporarily
exactly. She's like, Bruce has 14 seconds to wake up Harley, and I have 15 seconds to wake up Ivy. Otherwise, planes are gonna start crashing out of the fucking sky.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Holy shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So he wakes up Harley. He breaks her fucking the mental, like, by waking her up without the control of Ivy. Yeah. It breaks her out of it. He then fucking takes her to Ivy, and he's like, Harley, go. And Harley starts talking to her, and she's like, what's the matter, Puddin'? You know, like, what's going on? Are you upset? You know, and basically, there's no fight. It's all a psychological thing, and they finally break through to Ivy, and they're like, look, you are hurting because of what you did during that war. Because there's a moment where she literally, like, there's a bunch of agents, like FBI agents in a park, and she strings them all up by plants and leaves them there, and she believes that she killed them all. And she's like, the world can't be terrible. It can't be a bad place. I can't hurt people and blah blah blah. And like, fucking Harley's telling her it's okay. You know, it's okay to feel bad. And it's okay. You know, like, and Bruce is like, I checked those bodies. They were shot in the head. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Riddler shot them. And she's like, but he said, and he goes, he lied. That's the thing that criminals do, is they lie. And maybe the reason that you don't understand that is because maybe, Ivy, you're not a criminal. You need to stop this.
Dang.
You think you're helping the world, but you're not. And she lets go. And I was just like, God, that's fucking... Oh, I love it. Like, not only did he fucking plan everything out by literally having his head caved in and having fucking Harley there, but he fucking won without a single fucking blow thrown from his side.
Because he's the fucking master.
Exactly. And that's how, when you have a fucking true, like, writer fucking writing the character, you can get shit like that. It's fucking fantastic.
Man, I'd love to.
I highly recommend.
I'd love to write a
Tom
Batman
King
story. Tom King. Oh yeah. Is he any relation to Stephen King? Is that like his son or that?
No relation.
Because he's a young dude, Tom King, is he? I looked at, his picture came up on Google on the sideline there. He looks like a young dude.
He's got...
Fuck, he's the same age as me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's got kids. He's not young.
He was born in the greatest year of all time.
69?
Yeah, well, I suppose that's the greatest year of all time. That's the greatest number of all time. 1978, man. Because...
I don't know, man. I mean, 89's a pretty good year.
Nah. What happened in 89? Oh, yeah, that was the Batman, yeah. Yeah.
Batman and the Berlin Wall came down. That's right. And 10th, fucking Frank Crocker Noble IV was born. Pretty fucking good year, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool year, man. That's a pretty cool year. The very first arcade machine, Space Invaders, was released on the year I was born.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that one.
So was the Smurfs. The Smurfs was created in 1978.
Ooh, yeah, that's not helping your case, man.
It's not. Well, and U2, the band, formed in 1978. And as we all know, the very first Superman movie, which made you believe a man can fly, was 1978.
That U2, is that with Bono?
Yeah, with Bono. Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a little fucking Walt fucking tribute, because he fucking said Bono like over and over, and they just fucking laughed at his ass. I fucking love Walt. They were talking about
Man, I pissed off fucking Mike Zapsik Like he spat the dummy up. You know, when I met them at the Edinburgh Comic Con, right? And
you told me.
I was getting the pictures signed. Now what? Ming's brilliant. Ming couldn't be any fucking friendlier, man. He was so polite and fucking enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Brian, he was kind of just having a hard time trying to understand what the fuck I was saying to him, man. Especially when half the conversation I was telling him through a Stormtrooper helmet. I had to take the helmet off to finish my conversation, man. But when Mike was signing it, so I was like, so I take it Walter's still not flying, because he doesn't fly. I was like, I take it Walter's still not flying then. He went, oh, so right, so you only come here to see Walter, did you? I'm like, fuck, sorry, man, I didn't mean to upset you, like, but fuck. Everybody was only coming here to see Walter, to be honest.
Yeah, no shit. Walt and Brian, I mean, fuck.
Man. I love Brian Johnson.
Did I tell you that I fucking told Ming Chen to his face, yeah, I'm sorry, man, but I've never listened to an episode of I Sell Comics. I can't bring myself to do it.
Have you never, man?
And he's like, never. And he goes, well, that's okay. I mean, if you're not really into comics, then it's fine. I was like, no, dude, I love comics. I'm at a Comic Con right now. I love comics.
I just don't really like you.
And he goes, oh, well, that's okay. You listen to Puck Nuts, right? And I felt so bad. I was like, yeah, I listen to Puck Nuts. I've never listened to a single episode of Puck Nuts either. I don't think I've listened to a single episode of any of Ming's pods.
Man,
that
I'm sure Puck Nuts. I'm sure that was a trick question, because Puck Nuts finished, like, they only did a couple of seasons.
Oh yeah. Of that, so well, that was early. Like,
right.
They only did like one run of that.
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah, they did like one. It went during one fucking hockey season, and then after that hockey season, I don't think they did another fucking episode.
Who was it? Yeah, because wait a minute, was it? No, that was just to get Brian from jumping off the bridge. Was it? Was the Puck Nuts? Did that come before Tell 'Em Steve Dave, or was that after?
No. Tell 'Em Steve Dave was to get him from jumping the bridge. Puck Nuts was something that Walter wanted to do because he wanted a sports-centric podcast. Yeah. So it was Sunday Jeff, Ming Chen, right. Walter, and Brian talking fucking hockey. And they legit only did it through, I believe, one hockey season, and then after that, they just never got back to it. But I felt so bad after admitting to his face that I'd never listened to a single I Sell Comics. I was like, oh, yeah, man, I listened to Puck Nuts. That was a great show back then. And he goes, okay, cool.
But dude, why would you even say that? Why would you go up and bust his bubble like that?
Because it's fucking funny.
You know what, man, right? I Sell Comics isn't actually... Of course, there's a lot of fucking... Man, it's just like us with like talking shit about Batman and Superman and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, man. That's not really... They don't... Man, it's just Ming and Mike having a banter. They don't really focus 100% on the comics, selling comics shit.
I don't really care to listen to Ming and Mike by themselves. So.
I think, man, it kind of works because you've not got the other guys ripping the shit out of them. They can actually have a conversation with each other and, well, they rip the shit out of each other, but still... When Brian's there, it's Brian, he's the king of the pod, and they're his bitches.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, they had a fucking great episode. Well, they had an episode that, it was my shitty phone, my Nokia, man. One episode, it was just a Superman related. It was like a Superman, fucking, what'd you call it? Obscure facts fucking episode.
Yeah.
Where Mike was just rattling out the fucking, the obscure facts that not
I would listen to Mike just talk comics probably.
Mike's got a good voice
for an entire hour.
Yeah, Mike sounds like he should be on the radio as well. He's got one of
Mike and Ming together. You know.
Give it a try, man. See what you think. There's a I can't remember the number of the episode because they're numbered as well. But it was one of them ones that I had to, and I'm not ashamed to admit this, I had to illegally download because my phone just refused to play that bloody episode, man. So I just went on the computer and got it, and it was good.
Fuck off, cat.
And I would like to say that the half of the obscure facts that he was mentioning, I knew already. I thought I was going to get educated on some cool shit. I'm like, nah, I fucking knew that, man. I knew that.
Well, I mean, with a last name like Kent, how could you not fucking know that shit?
Man. Just 2 seconds.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna sit here and talk to myself. How's everyone doing? I mean... you can't really respond because this is pre-recorded and there's no way for you to respond. We don't even have a fucking email yet. You know, I mean, we don't have a Twitter. We don't even have a fucking way to upload this yet. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, are you back?
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to stop. I was waiting for a break.
I was just, no dead air, fucking.
Yeah, cool. I thought I'll just shorten that gap in post later on.
Well, now you don't even have to worry.
So Harris told me one time that you should meet my friend Craig. He's a fucking Superman fanatic, and he'll probably ask you questions that you have no idea the answers to. I'm like, fuck, man, I hate these cunts. I hate these cunts just because I wear an S on my chest all day, every day. Doesn't mean I know everything about fucking Superman. There's thousands of comics out there that I've not read yet. So when I met this guy, we were going back and forward, man, and he was even trying to get me some trick questions, or like some fucking pretty obscure questions, like which was the first episode Tom Welling directed in Smallville. And mate, you're never.
Oh, fuck off!
You're never getting me with that. I had the answer to every one of them, man. Right? And we were on par with the answers, and we were like, okay, then winner takes all. So he was like, you think of a question, and I'll think of a question. So he thought, like, have you got something? He's got, yeah. I was like, right, I'll go first then. And I just rolled up my sleeve and showed him the Kryptonian tattoo written in Kryptonian on my arm. I was like, read that. And he went, you're a fucking prick. I can't read Kryptonian, man. I was like, yes, man.
Oh, that's fucking great. What does it say? What does your tattoo say?
It was a personal message to me, so thankfully he wasn't able to read Kryptonian, because it was one of them kick up the asses, kind of like a wee note to myself kind of thing, just a wee message from me to me, so I could see it every day and get the fucking finger out kind of thing.
Like Memento. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Motherfucker has like short-term memory loss, so he fucking tattoos all important information on his body.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've got to ask you a question, because something you said just sparked something in me. When you said Harris was like, "Oh, you've got to meet this guy that likes this stuff." Have you noticed that is like a common thing when you're like super nerdy about comics, or say Star Wars or whatever the fuck? And like you have a friend that's not, and then they meet someone that is. They're like, you must meet this person.
Up on a nerd date.
You guys are gonna fucking love it. You're gonna love each other.
You could suck each other's dick while wearing Superman
and I'm
t-shirts.
Like, fucking, I don't fucking, just because he likes the same shit doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking like him. He could be a douchebag,
man.
you know,
totally.
like. It fucking happens so much. Oh, you love comics? Oh, you should meet my boyfriend. He loves comics.
Man, I had that happen to me just a couple of days ago. Yeah, you should meet my boyfriend. He fucking loves all that stuff. Yeah. I'm like, oh man.
I'm like, that's when you're like, hold on. What stuff? Oh yeah, no shit, right?
But then I'll guarantee you, dude, because that's what we're thinking now. I can guarantee you they think that as well. I'll bet you when he got told, you should meet my mate Frankie, I bet you they're like, fuck me, this Frankie sounds like a wank.
He's like, can't you just suck my dick without fucking talking about this dude I should meet? It's kind of gay, you know?
Man, they even show you, like, look at their Facebook profile picture. What do you think he looks? I'm like, mate, I'm not going to shag him. Why? Like, it's not as if I'm going to be sexually attracted to the guy, man. I'm sexually attracted to his mind. What's
I'll
that?
tell you this though.
Sapiosexual. Is that what that is? When you're sexually attracted to somebody's mind?
I don't know.
I think it's sapio. I hope it's sapio because I just been recording.
Is that what we have going?
Oh, it might be, but in a no homo sense.
Yeah, of course. I just like to fucking. I like for you to put your word dick into my ear pussy, and I'll put my word dick into your ear pussy.
Oh, yes. We'll go in dry.
No, nothing wrong with that. Like, double, right? It's at the same time.
Yeah, we're not even going to spit on it. Just going to go in dry.
Oh, shit.
Ah, man, right.
I think...
Like, we change the subject while I remember, right? It's because I just did a wee fart there, and I was proud that I did a wee fart. I'll tell you a story, right? So as you know, I just turned 40-year-old, and one of the first things I did when I turned 40-year-old was shit my pants. I'm not kidding you, right?
Is that a requirement? Like,
it's like my body's like, nah,
I don't want to turn 40, man.
You're at that age now. That's my body's going. You're at that age now. Time to start shutting down. Man, I'm not kidding you. I was writing.
Were you awake and coherent? You were sitting there and you're like, I'm getting so fucking old. What kind of shit? Why don't I just shit myself?
Yeah, I done it deliberately. I'm just going to shit my pants. I've had enough. I fucking hate life. I'm just going to sit here and shit my pants.
Fucking so fucking old. Harris, can you open a window? It stinks in here.
Hey, that's what I'm shouting to the dogs, eh? Fucking goddamn it, dogs! It stinks of my shit in here. Yeah, man, I was just writing away. I wasn't even drunk, so it wasn't even like, it was one of them stupid wet things, man, right? I felt this fart brewing. I'm like, this is going to be this is going to be a fucking beauty of a fart. So I stood up out the chair, I parted my legs a little bit so I can get some fucking, some purchase, and I let it rip, but it wasn't a fart, man, I sharted. It was a fucking wet fart. I filled my jeans. I had to hobble to the bathroom and fucking clean myself up.
Okay, that's it, Frankie. The audience has definitely been franked after that. You guys have been franked.
Fuck off! I can't be fucked with your shit.